My mother was a prostitute. My father was a pimp. I bet I got your attention now. You know, a good friend of mine, he reached out to me and he said, Nick, he said, I watched a few of your videos. He said, you know I love you, you know I admire you and respect where you've come from and where you've been able to make it in life. He said, but the timing of these videos, he said, and the things that are going on in the world, he said, I wish that, you know, you would have made it clear somewhere in your videos that although your father was an African-American male, although your father is black, that he does not represent all black men. He does not represent black people. He was a man who made a bunch of poor decisions in life. He was an alcoholic. He was a drug addict. He was a pimp. He was very violent. He was very abusive. And, you know, I said, well, first of all, you know, to my friend, Frederick Gomes, a very good friend who I love and I respect, he said, you know, he said, I watch your videos and I hope you're open to some criticism. I said, absolutely. And I'm open to that criticism because I genuinely love this individual and I genuinely respect this individual. And so I have to make it known now, as I was just about to close on this video, and I want to make that open statement. My father doesn't represent black people. My father's decisions and the decisions he made and the things that he's been through and the things that he did does not represent black people. There are a bunch of people from every race, white included, and I also shared that in my testimony, that my white side, they're all alcoholics and drug addicts. My black side, they were alcoholics and drug addicts. And I'm not saying they all are. I'm saying, you know, some of them were and made it out of it. Some of them still are to this day. And so my main purpose of sharing my testimony was to say it doesn't matter what your childhood was. It doesn't matter about the things that you've been through. It doesn't matter how limited your environment was growing up. And it doesn't matter what you've done in life. If you decide now, if you decide today to line up with God, to have a willing spirit, there's no end to what God can do in your life, in you, for you, and through you. That was my only purpose. And so I could have just told my friend, well, listen, you know, I'm just trying to help people and blah, blah, blah. No. I hear what my friend is sharing, what my friend shared with me. I hear his opinion, and I do want to openly state that yes, my father did do these things, and my father was a certain way, but those actions do not define not only him, but they don't define black people, and that's not, you know, that wasn't my intent, and that's what I have to make clear. Another thing which I know that the viewers and even the world are not ready to hear right now is that not only did I share all those negative things about my father is also responsible for some of the greatest things that ever take place in my life. But the world is not ready to hear that. Why? Because they've already heard me say that as an alcoholic and as a drug addict and as a pimp, that he was very abusive, and he abused my mother viciously and ferociously, and he was abusive to myself and my siblings, and this man was a reckless individual, very, very reckless. But God, and you know, my father at one point in life found God as well, and began on working on his life and making changes in his own life, and he is responsible. Because before he passed away, God used my dad to plant a seed inside of myself and to teach me and to help me understand that where I need to be in life is in the hands of God. And no matter what I was going through, I was always led back to God. The Spirit of the living God was inside of me, and He was pulling me back. It was the Spirit of the living God that drew me to call and text my best friend who was a pastor to text a previous bishop when I went to the church, and then to even be sent. It was the Spirit of God that was inside of me that allowed me to be sensitive to the voice that said, go to a church that had cars in the parking lot. It was the Spirit of the Most High God. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and share with someone who you think may either be able to relate to the video and or get something out of it. Click the link to the right for the full video. Stay blessed, and remember, no excuses.